Political change is sweeping through the Middle East. Anti-government protests have toppled leaders in Tunisia and Egypt. They've forced major political changes in Yemen and Jordan, all in the last 2 months. Local Arab Americans are watching these events unfold from afar. Here's a glimpse of what they're thinking.
Tunisia has waited a long time for this. Tunisia needed this change 10 years, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
I think everything is going to be better if just the president just leave. The best thing for him now to leave, to just give a chance for somebody else, just try to put Egypt in a better place.
I think the people can move. If they can move the whole country and remove a dictator, they can actually govern. And if they can voice their opinions, they can actually elect the people who they think will serve better and will achieve their freedom forever. And I think I'm very hopeful. I see a great future for Tunisia, and I think it'll be, I'm hoping, and I think it will be, it's going to take some time, but it will be the Tunisian model, the first democratic country in that region.
Well, if I look at the bright side, I think it's very encouraging to see people speak up and voice their opinion, and I'm quite optimistic after all this, all has been said and done, and things will quiet down hopefully very soon, that things will turn out to be for the better for Egypt's people.
I think the impact as far as the whole Middle Eastern countries and Northern African, and it probably will come down to Africa itself, that dictatorship has no place anymore.
I think it is spreading already, because even after it started with Egypt, now a couple days after, you have Jordan, where they started to change the whole cabinet and bring new government, and then the Yemen, the same thing started to happen over there. So I think it's spreading, but I'm not sure if it's going to spread to all the the Middle East or the Arab countries.
Every country in the Arab world is really different regime, different culture, and even though they're all Arabs, but you got the Egyptians a little bit different than Saudis and different than Lebanese. So there are some intricacies here and differences that have to be taken into consideration, and I don't think it's just gonna go all over.
In the long term, this is gonna be an inspiration for people that they can seek their freedom on their own. They can do it by themselves, and I think that's a message for a lot of dictators over there, that they don't have, unless they do dramatic changes, there is no place for dictatorship in that region.
I don't think it is all the way secular. Like, maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence in Egypt. Maybe it's not clear yet. Is it secular really or not? Nobody knows. With all what's going on now, nobody really knows, but I think we'll find out, soon.
Egypt, by the way, I think in Tunisia, yeah, it was more secular. In Tunisia, they tend to be more secular. Then we have some fundamentalists, but not like in Egypt. Egypt has considerable amount of fundamentalists, not majority by all means, but you may have 10% fundamentalists, and if you have 10% of an 80 million population, that's quite a bit.
The excuse of religious extremism has no place in Tunisia, has no place in many countries. That all people of different color and different aspect of life and religion are all the same. They all aspire for freedom. Freedom is the one thing that everybody wants, and every human being was born free. So that's not too much to ask. It's a God-given right.
So you have policies, and you have popularity, and you have human rights. So these are things that unfortunately come in clash in the Middle East, where you may favor some policies, but these policies, for some people to enact it, you may not favor human rights and freedom of speech. And that was the situation that's been like going on for the last 30 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very delicate situation for the United States, and we've seen that in different statements and in action.
I think the way I see it, they always, I think they always encourage people to be free and to take their freedom, and now it's the time to help those people.
They are different, they think differently, you know, they're coming from different background, different culture, the way they think, even their needs, everything is, you know, pretty much different. So I think this is very important, understanding that the other person, you know, might not understand where you're going or where you're coming from or how you're thinking, but, you know, is willing to work with you and understand, you know, your background.
If the new president is just, you know, and which I'm thinking already everybody can understand the relationship, and it's supposed to be already keep going on it. So it's gonna be very easy for him to have the same thing, same relationship with America, because it's good for both ways, for the both countries, from America and from Egypt too.
I think the best thing I would say that the United States has to have open more dialogue with people, understand a little bit more about the culture rather than try to impose certain policies. And I think it's a balance between what are the best policies and best outcome for the people, as well as for the Middle East in general, the United States as well.
The stories of these people are American stories. They've emigrated for opportunity, become citizens, raised families, and built lives. Yet they remain tied to their homelands through family, friends, or simply pride. Now, they hope those fighting for change in their old home will be able to live the kind of life they've lived in their new home.